Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest enemy you'll ever face is the one that lives between your ears, your excuses. We all have them, and they are so easy to make. I don't have enough time, I'm too tired. It's too difficult. These words are poison. They keep you stuck. They keep you in a cycle of mediocrity. But what if I told you that your excuses were your biggest obstacle to success? What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the story you keep telling yourself? It's time to kill your excuses. The truth is, we all have 24 hours in a day. We all have struggles. We all face challenges. But what separates the successful from the unsuccessful isn't talent or luck, it's the refusal to make excuses. Successful people take responsibility for their circumstances. They don't wait for things to get easier. They don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They go after what they want, regardless of the challenges they face. Every time you make an excuse, you're telling the world that you're not willing to fight for your goals. You're giving up before you even try. But here's the good news. You have the power to stop. You can take control. You can kill your excuses and start taking action. Understand this, the world doesn't owe you success. The world owes you nothing. If you want something, you have to go out there and take it. You have to be relentless, disciplined, and committed to your vision. Stop blaming your circumstances, your past, or the people around you. Your excuses don't matter. What matters is your action. It's time to put in the work. It's time to kill the excuses and live the life you were meant to live. As long as you have excuses, you'll never move forward. Stop looking for reasons to fail and start finding ways to succeed. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. If you stay where it's easy, you will never experience the success you dream of. Everyone has the same 24 hours. It's not about time, it's about how you use it. Stop wasting it on excuses. Every time you take action, you erase an excuse. Stop talking, start doing. Fear is just an excuse wrapped in a disguise. The more you act in spite of fear, the more you control your destiny. Stop blaming others for your situation. You are the result of your decisions. Take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going. It's not luck. It's not chance. It's a series of decisions. Choose to stop making excuses and start making progress. They create a mentality of defeat. Strengthen your mind by facing challenges head on and refusing to make excuses. Don't let your excuses convince you that you've reached your limit. You're capable of far more than you think. Push beyond what you believe is possible. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Show up every day, even when it's hard, and stop letting excuses get in the way of your success. Excuses are the biggest roadblock to your success. They are the silent killers of progress. The reasons you give yourself when you're too scared, too tired, or too complacent to take action. When you make excuses, you justify your lack of effort, you rationalize your failures, and you create a comfort zone where growth doesn't happen. But here's the thing, success is not born from comfort. It's born from the courage to step into the unknown, to push through the challenges, and to work when others would rather rest. Excuses allow you to escape responsibility. They create a false sense of security and give you the illusion of control. But what they really do is hold you back. They keep you trapped in a cycle of mediocrity, and the longer you let excuses control your life, the farther you get from the person you want to become. You see, success is a choice. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or for conditions to be ideal, because they never will be. The world doesn't care about your excuses. No one's going to hand you success because you had a tough day or because things didn't go as planned. The people who achieve great things are the ones who refuse to make excuses, who push forward in the face of adversity. It's not easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is. The key to overcoming excuses is recognizing that you are the one in control. You're the one who decides whether to take action or stay stuck. You're the one who decides whether to face your fears or run from them. And the more you let excuses rule your life, the more you distance yourself from the life you could be living. Stop making excuses and start making progress. Success is built on consistent action, not on the stories you tell yourself about why you can't do something. So make the decision today. Will you continue to let excuses keep you in place? Or will you rise above them and claim the success that's waiting for you? The choice is yours. Excuses are the sneaky, silent companions that keep you anchored in your comfort zone. They whisper in your ear that it's okay to wait, that it's okay to stay where things feel safe and familiar. But here's the hard truth. The comfort zone is where growth goes to die. When you choose to listen to your excuses, you choose to avoid the challenges and discomfort that are necessary for progress. The comfort zone is a place where nothing changes, where nothing new happens, where no real growth occurs. It's easy to stay there because it's predictable, it feels secure, but it's also where you're limiting your potential. The longer you stay in that space, the harder it is to break free. Every time you let an excuse keep you from pushing forward, you're reinforcing that comfort zone. I'll start tomorrow. I don't feel like it today. It's too much work right now. These excuses trick you into thinking that waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions is wise, but in reality, it's just procrastination. It's a way of avoiding the very discomfort that would make you stronger, smarter, and more successful. Every new opportunity, every new achievement requires you to step outside of your comfort zone, to take risks, to face the unknown. And while that can be intimidating, it's in those moments of discomfort that you truly expand. You cannot achieve greatness if you're always seeking comfort. Success comes from doing things that others won't do, from facing challenges head on, from stepping into situations that test your limits. When you let excuses keep you safe, you give up on the very things that could change your life. The path to success is paved with discomfort, but on the other side of that discomfort is growth, learning, and achievement. So if you want more out of life, if you want to reach your full potential, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Stop letting excuses keep you in the comfort zone and start stepping into the unknown. The only way to move forward is to leave your comfort zone behind. Time is the great equalizer in life. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or what resources you have. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. Time doesn't play favorites. It doesn't discriminate based on your circumstances or your situation. The wealthiest person in the world has the same number of hours as the person struggling to make ends meet. Time is a level playing field. What separates those who succeed from those who don't isn't how much time they have, but how they use it. Time is your most valuable asset. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can't buy more of it, you can't borrow it, and you certainly can't get it back. Yet so many people squander it, filling their days with distractions, procrastination, and excuses. They act as if they have an endless supply of time, never realizing that every minute spent is a minute that's never coming back. On the other hand, successful people understand that time is a precious resource. They value every moment, they prioritize what's important, and they make the most of the time they have. They don't waste it on trivial pursuits or on things that don't move them forward. Instead, they invest it in building their future, working on their goals, and improving themselves. The most successful people use their time wisely because they know that how they spend their time today will determine what their future looks like. If you're serious about achieving your goals, you have to stop wasting time. Start valuing every single moment. Make time work for you, not against you. Plan your day, set your priorities, and take action. Understand that time will continue to pass, whether you make progress or not. Don't let it slip away while you wait for the perfect moment or until things get easier. There's no such thing as the perfect time. There's only the time you have right now. What you do with it is entirely up to you. The clock is ticking, and you're the one who decides whether you use it to create the life you want or let it pass you by. The choice is yours. Action trumps excuses every single time. You can have all the reasons in the world for why you can't do something, but none of those reasons matter if you don't take action. Excuses are easy to make. They're comfortable, they allow you to avoid responsibility, and they help you avoid the pain of failure. But let me tell you something, success doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your fears, your insecurities, or the challenges you're facing. Success only cares about one thing: what you do. Action is the only thing that moves you forward. It doesn't matter if your plan isn't perfect. It doesn't matter if you're not sure where to start. What matters is that you start moving. Action creates momentum, and momentum makes success inevitable. Excuses will always tell you why now is not the right time, why things are too hard, why it's too risky, why you're too busy, or why you don't have the resources. But here's the reality: there will never be a perfect time. The conditions will never be ideal. There will always be obstacles, always be setbacks, always be doubts. If you wait for the perfect moment or for the perfect plan, you'll be waiting forever. The key is not to wait. The key is to act, even when the timing isn't perfect, even when the path isn't clear, even when you feel unsure. The best way to overcome excuses is to make progress. Every action, no matter how small, moves you closer to where you want to be. The more you act, the more you learn, the more you grow, and the clearer your path becomes. Action breeds clarity. It's through doing that you figure out what works and what doesn't. It's through doing that you gain confidence. Action builds momentum, and momentum breaks down the barriers that excuses put in your way. Every step you take, every effort you make, makes it that much harder to make excuses in the future. It's time to stop talking and start doing. The more you act, the more you silence your excuses. And as you continue to take action, you'll find that the excuses that once held you back will lose their power. The only thing standing between you and your goals is the action you take today. So stop waiting for the perfect conditions, stop making excuses, and start taking the steps that will get you closer to the life you want. Action is the key. It's time to unlock your future. Fear has a way of creeping into our minds and paralyzing us. It whispers all the reasons why we shouldn't take action, why we shouldn't pursue our dreams, and why we should play it safe. Fear is natural. It's something we all experience. But here's the problem: when you let fear dictate your actions, you let it control your life. Fear keeps you stuck. It keeps you from stepping out of your comfort zone, from taking risks, and from seizing the opportunities that could change everything. Fear tries to convince you that it knows best, that it's protecting you from harm. But in reality, fear is the greatest obstacle standing between you and your success. The truth is, fear is not a sign that you shouldn't move forward. Fear is often the signal that you are on the verge of growth, on the edge of something great. When you feel that fear, it means you're about to push past your limits, to challenge yourself, to do something you've never done before. Instead of allowing fear to stop you, let it fuel you. Understand that fear is just a feeling. It doesn't define who you are or what you're capable of. The key to overcoming fear is to act despite it. The more you act in spite of fear, the weaker it becomes. Every time you take a step forward, regardless of the fear you feel, you build confidence, you gain strength, and you move closer to your goals. Successful people are not people who never feel fear. They're the ones who choose to act in spite of it. They've learned to make fear their ally, not their enemy. They know that the only way to grow, to learn, and to succeed is to face their fears head on. And they do it over and over again, building resilience and courage along the way. If you want to move forward, if you want to achieve your dreams, you have to stop letting fear dictate your actions. You have to recognize that fear is simply part of the process. The more you face it, the less power it has over you. So the next time fear comes knocking, don't listen to it. Don't let it hold you back. Take that first step, even when you're afraid, and then take another. Every small action, every moment of courage will push you closer to the success you've been dreaming of. The only way to break free from fear is to take action, and the only way to make progress is to act in the face of it. So stop waiting for fear to go away, because it never will. Instead, act despite it. Move forward, and let your courage be bigger than your fear. Responsibility is the cornerstone of success. If you want to change your life, if you want to achieve something meaningful, you have to take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going. It's easy to blame others, to point fingers at circumstances, or to complain about the things that aren't going your way. But the moment you do that, you give away your power. You give control over your life to external forces that are beyond your reach. You make excuses, and excuses only hold you back. Taking responsibility means acknowledging that you are the author of your own story. It means understanding that the choices you make today shape the life you'll live tomorrow. When you take responsibility for your actions, your thoughts, and your outcomes, you take control. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things or for life to hand you opportunities. You realize that it's up to you to create the circumstances you want. You must recognize that your situation, good or bad, is a result of the decisions you've made up until this point. This doesn't mean that everything that happens is within your control. Life is unpredictable, and things will happen that are outside your influence. But your response to those situations, your ability to take action and adapt, is always within your control. Taking responsibility means understanding that how you react to challenges, how you learn from mistakes, and how you adjust your course is what truly determines your future. It's not about what happens to you, it's about how you handle what happens. When you take responsibility, you stop being a victim of circumstances. You stop making excuses about why things are the way they are. Instead, you take proactive steps to change them. You stop blaming the economy, your upbringing, your boss, your environment, or anything else for your lack of progress. You realize that the power to improve your situation is in your hands. Responsibility gives you the freedom to create the life you want, because once you accept responsibility, you no longer see yourself as a bystander in your own life. You become the driver. Success is not something that happens to you. It's something you create by consistently taking responsibility for your choices, your actions, and your results. If you're not happy with where you are, take responsibility for the decisions that led you here. If you want something more, take responsibility for the actions that will get you there. Don't wait for the world to change yourself. Don't wait for others to solve your problems, take charge. Responsibility is the key to unlocking your potential, and once you embrace it, everything begins to shift. Your life is your responsibility, and that's the best news you could hear, because it means you have the power to make it whatever you want. Success is not something that happens by chance. It's not a random event that you simply wait for, hoping it will come to you. Success is a choice, something that you actively decide every single day. Every decision you make, every action you take either leads you closer to or further from your goals. Success doesn't just show up at your door. It's the result of consistent, deliberate choices that you make along the way. You have to decide that you want to succeed, and then you have to take ownership of that decision. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or waiting for someone else to give you permission. It's about waking up every day and choosing to do what it takes to move closer to your dreams. There are no shortcuts, no easy roads, no guarantees. But success is available to anyone who is willing to make the choice to work for it, to sacrifice for it, and to stay committed to it even when things get tough. When you choose success, you choose discipline over convenience, hard work over ease, and growth over comfort. You choose to take responsibility for your life and your outcomes, instead of blaming circumstances, other people, or luck. You understand that success is not dependent on the hand you were dealt, but on how you play the cards you have. It's about being proactive, about making the effort every single day to do the things that will move you forward, even when the road is rough. Choosing success means setting clear goals and creating a plan to achieve them. It means waking up early, staying focused, and doing the hard work even when no one is watching. It means saying no to distractions, saying no to temporary pleasures that take you off course, and saying yes to the things that move you closer to your dreams. It's about building habits of excellence and not settling for mediocrity. Success is also a choice of attitude. You have the choice to approach every challenge with a mindset of growth, to see obstacles as opportunities, and to stay positive even when things aren't going your way. It's about being resilient, staying persistent, and not allowing failure to define you. When you choose success, you understand that setbacks are simply lessons in disguise, and they are never the end of the story unless you allow them to be. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And your responses, your choices, are what shape your destiny. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you choose it, because you take action, because you stay committed to your vision, and because you never give up, no matter how hard the journey may be. So if you want to succeed, make the decision today and every day to choose success. It's yours for the taking, but only if you make the choice to go after it. Excuses have the power to weaken your mindset in ways you might not even realize. Every time you make an excuse, you're essentially telling yourself that you can't do something. You're reinforcing the idea that your circumstances are stronger than your ability to overcome them. Excuses shift your focus from solutions to problems, from action to inaction. And when your mindset is filled with excuses, it becomes harder to see opportunities, harder to take initiative, and harder to move forward. Your mindset becomes a barrier that holds you back from the success you want. Making excuses isn't just about avoiding hard work or taking the easy route. It's about telling yourself that you're not capable of overcoming the obstacles in your path. When you tell yourself that it's too hard, that you don't have enough time, or that you're not good enough, you're reinforcing a belief that success is reserved for others, not for you. This kind of thinking traps you in a cycle of self-doubt and stagnation. You start to believe that your dreams are out of reach, and instead of taking action, you sit back and let life pass you by. The longer you make excuses, the weaker your mindset becomes. You start to believe that there are limits you cannot surpass, and you stop striving for more. But here's the truth: excuses are nothing more than self-imposed limits. They are the stories you tell yourself to avoid taking responsibility for your actions or decisions. And if you want to break free from those limits, you need to stop making excuses. Every time you take responsibility for your actions instead of making an excuse, you strengthen your mindset. You shift your focus from the things you cannot control to the things you can. You stop blaming others or circumstances, and you start taking ownership of your future. The more you take ownership, the more confident and capable you become. A strong mindset is built on the foundation of accountability and action, not excuses. When you stop making excuses, you start believing in yourself. You start to see setbacks as learning experiences, not reasons to give up. You understand that every challenge is an opportunity to grow, and you begin to approach problems with a solutions-oriented mindset instead of a victim mentality. This shift in thinking is what separates those who achieve great things from those who stay stuck. So if you want to strengthen your mindset, eliminate excuses from your vocabulary. Stop letting them dictate your actions. Stop letting them convince you that you can't do something. Instead, replace excuses with action, with accountability, and with belief in your own ability to overcome any obstacle. The more you do this, the stronger your mindset becomes, and the closer you get to achieving the success you desire. You're capable of more than you realize. Too often we set limitations on ourselves based on past experiences, self-doubt, or the opinions of others. We believe that we've reached our peak, that we've done enough, or that our circumstances are too challenging to push beyond. But the truth is, your potential is limitless. The only thing holding you back is the belief that you can't do more. You are capable of achieving things that seem impossible right now, but only if you challenge your own beliefs and push past the barriers you've set for yourself. It's easy to get comfortable in the life you're living, to stay within the confines of what you know. But the real growth, the real breakthroughs, come when you step outside of your comfort zone and push yourself to do what you've never done before. The world doesn't care about your limitations, it only responds to your actions. And if you keep telling yourself that you're not capable of more, that's exactly what you'll see. But if you change your mindset, if you start believing that you are capable of more, you'll start to take actions that will stretch you, that will challenge you, and ultimately will help you realize your true potential. You don't have to settle for mediocrity. You don't have to accept the idea that what you have today is all you're ever going to have. Too many people go through life thinking that they've already given all they can give, that they've already worked hard enough or tried enough. But the reality is, you're capable of much more than you think. The moment you start to see your life through the lens of limitless possibility, you'll begin to take the actions necessary to create the life you truly want. It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about hard work, persistence, and the willingness to push yourself when things get tough. The greatest accomplishments are not the result of circumstances falling into place. They're the result of someone deciding that they are capable of more and then doing what it takes to prove it to themselves.